You know when a writer experiences writer's block? Well, on that same front, it's easy to come to a standstill when you've been mapping out your goals or incorporating these manifestation tidbits, but you're just not seeing the results as quickly or as big as you'd like. And then the notion is to just give up. Momentum is easier to maintain when we're seeing direct results, but that's not always the most realistic expectation. When you start exercising, you know how easy it is to stay inspired because you're seeing your body change before your eyes. But then what happens when you plateau? In Rabbi Akiva's book, Living Inspired, he writes, "A person is inspired artificially at the beginning of any phase of life. But to acquire the depth of personality which is demanded of us, God removes the inspiration." In other words, at the beginning of any growth, inspiration is given to us as a gift from above, whether it's the beginning of spiritual growth, physical transformation, or a romantic relationship. All begin with a passion, an excitement that quickly dies out. That's because God knows that in order for you to own your growth and claim it as yours, a price must be paid and the experience must be earned. Rabbi Tatz adds that we're misled into thinking that the world is supposed to be a constant thrill, and we feel only half alive because it's not. The holy Jewish sage, the Ramban, describes life as a dark night on a stormy plain. Lost in darkness, one is faced with despair. Suddenly you see a flash of lightning. In that second, your path becomes clear as day. Your direction is obvious. But just as soon as it's perceived, it disappears. And you must fight through the storm with only the memory of that flash for guidance. Short-lived inspiration and lengthy battles is God's way of teaching us how to walk or how to ride a bike without training wheels. I always say that cognitive behavioral therapy was taken straight up from the Torah. The Creator knows His creations, and He programmed us intentionally so that inspiration would be short-lived. It was all part of His plan. The secret to manifestation momentum is in a combination of what Torah calls cheshbon hanefesh, or deep introspection, combined with a consistent change in behavior. MIT neuroscientist Anne Gray-Biel explains that once a habit is firmly established through a series of repetitions, it can be performed in autopilot mode with minimal effort and awareness. It's also commonly known as unconscious mastery. So let's say you have a goal of incorporating prayer into your daily routine. Start by committing to a few minutes a day instead of a whole hour. Just make it consistent. The more this behavioral routine is repeated, the more you establish neural pathways in the brain, and the easier it becomes to follow through next time. Hence, maintaining momentum. Now, the real battle here is to do the challenging work of confronting the real you. That's what spiritual growth and manifestation is all about. When you ask yourself, who am I at my core? And you ponder that question authentically, you can begin to move forward and recreate who you want to become. If you want God to shower you with abundance daily, but you're, let's say, not doing acts of kindness for others, then your plea is going to be unheard. In Hebrew, it's called midah keneged midah, or measure for measure, or what some call karma, or tit for tat. If you want to receive miracles, but your core has not become a giver yet, change the behavior by going out and volunteering or offering a donation of some sort. But first things first, your inner work is to ask yourself, why do I do what I do? Why do I want what I want? And what behavior am I willing to change to get there? It's not an effort for the faint of heart. True spiritual warriors are not interested in superficial change or sporadic miracles. They're committed to making the spiritually miraculous their lifestyle. And for that, you must conjure up the will to lean into the resistance and run into the dark night. So what are you asking yourself today? Why do you do what you do? Why do you want what you want? And what behavior are you willing to change to get there? Let me know. And sharing is caring, so if you liked what you heard, pay it forward. And as always, happy manifesting.